Yes, him. Yes. Yay! Hi, guys. Welcome to another Movie Club Strikes Back Hangout. This week it's me, Kiwi, who's taking charge, so God knows what's going to happen, but I'm not drinking today, so at least there'll be no drunk Kiwi causing a right kerfuffle in all of it. But I say, before we get started on today's hangoutism business, let's run down the line and see who we've got joining us this week.
Hello, everyone. As always, I'm Chris at Easy Chair Reviews, and you can find me there at YouTube doing reviews for Movie Club Strikes Back, and occasionally on Twitter.
Hey, my name's Adam. My name's Adam. My YouTube channel is Drunk Drawer Videos, and often my microphone is off, so sometimes I check to see if it is on or off.
My name is Liam. Otherwise known as Servatorix on the internet, please, and I am Scottish.
I'm Jenny. I pretty much do what these guys do. I'm on YouTube, and I am English.
I'm Tor. Go by Tor's Times on YouTube and the rest of the internet. And this seems to be the running thing that I'm Canadian. And no, in fact, me and Adam do not live in separate mini houses connected by a subterranean tunnel.
Maybe we could do some renovations, though. That would be a cool idea.
Yeah, we could fix that
I
up.
think the viewers won't quite get the context of that.
That's all right. At least
That's
no we
part of the mystery of Movie Club. Is you don't always know what we're talking about. We could be talking about people living in separate houses when they're actually in the same house, or we could be talking about the plot for like some really weird indie movie about like secret tunnels and stuff.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
John Malkovich.
Yeah. Ooh, I love that. It's a really good movie.
Viewers know what we're talking about when we don't even know what we're talking about.
I don't even know where I am right now.
Yeah.
Well, you're in the tunnel.
You almost look like you're on a green screen tour, so you could be anywhere. You could be in Delaware. Yay.
Yeah.
Delaware.
Delaware.
Yeah.
The most wild of the locations.
You could be in Delaware.
Delaware.
I'm sorry, show me a person who doesn't love Wayne's World, and I'll show you a person whose ass I'm going to totally, like, whoop.
I've never seen Wayne's World.
What? All right,
That's your assignment now.
Yeah.
next
On top
person
of
who's
catching
picked
up on all the movie club videos I haven't done.
Oh, my lord. Oh, God. Okay, you need to watch that movie, because Wayne's World, it's a classic.
Which one do you think's better? One or two?
One.
I love them both so equally, but no, I think one, because I really love the quote when, like, you know, Stacy comes up and she's like, you know, gives him a gun rack, and he's all like, a gun rack? I don't even own a gun, let alone many guns. So what am I going to do with a gun rack? If you're not careful, Wayne, you're going to lose me. Are you mental? I lost you 2 months ago. We broke up. I love it.
I feel like there's a lot of passion going on, but I don't get it.
Oh, okay.
That's literally verbatim a scene in the movie.
Yeah. You need to see this movie. It is so funny. It is classic. Was it 90s? It was 90s that it came out, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah. And it all
Usually
started
my
from like a Saturday
movie
Night Live.
education.
Yeah, it was like the only
Usually when I don't know a movie, I can just kind of...
film besides Blues Brothers.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I've seen Blues Brothers.
If you've seen Blues Brothers, you'll like Wayne's World. I think Wayne's World's better, though, personally.
Yeah, I would say Wayne's World's the best SNL movie ever. Both of them, actually.
Yeah. It's so good. It's even better than MacGruber.
Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't seen MacGruber, so I can't.
Yeah.
Sometimes my lack of movie education makes me feel like Captain America in the Avengers, where I'm like, I get that reference!
Oh, I love it. But, okay, here's the thing, though. In that scene in Captain America, in the second one, when he's going through and, like, writing down all those things that he needs to catch up on, and, like, one of them is, like, the Star Wars movies, how much is it going to freaking blow his mind when he watches the new ones and realizes that Nick Fury is actually Mace Windu? I mean,
Yep.
That's a crossing of genres happening right there.
Oh, you think replace them with Forest Whitaker?
Right. Shh. Okay, so I'm taking charge again. Yay. So for the people that are watching us, you may have seen by our already disjointed oddness that is happening today that we are not going to have a single cohesive topic today. It's going to be a little bit more open forum, which means a little bit more chaos, but we're going to kick things off today with what I like to call... Wait, why did I put down that I'm a horny little Kiwi in there? Oh, well, I am not wearing Google Forms, so that is just highly inappropriate. And
I was wondering about that.
I might change that at some point, or not. Never know.
Depending on your mood.
Yeah, exactly. Depends. If we talk about Outlander more, then maybe. Yeah.
Shut up.
So we're going to kick things off today with what I like to call Kiwi's quick fire rapid movie trivia competition-ness. New title pending, because that's really not a good one. And yeah, because we've been watching a lot of movies on Movie Club, and some we've managed to review, some we haven't. We talk about a lot of stuff in Movie Hangout. So I thought, let's see how well we've all been paying attention to these movies that we've been watching and or talking about, and or movie news. So let's kick things off. So the way it's going to go is I'm going to throw some questions at you. If you guys know the answer, yell out your name, and I will pick you to answer. And if you get it right, you get a point. If you get it wrong, you just get mocked mercilessly. I'm probably not going to be good at keeping track of the points, so yeah, let's see how we go. All right, question 1. In Hocus Pocus, Winifred, Sarah, and Mary are otherwise known as...
Tor!
The
Sanderson sisters.
Very good. 1 point for Tor. Welcome back, Chris. Just in time. You've missed out on question 1, but you might be in time for question 2. Here we go. Question number 2. DJ Qualls starred in the 2005 movie Hustle and Flow, but which actor actually played the character named DJ?
Oh, I know. It was DJ Qualls.
No!
No?
No! Did you not
DJ was the main guy.
DJ was Shelby in the movie, but who actually played the character DJ?
I thought it was DJ Qualls.
I can picture the actor, but I can't remember his name.
Wow.
Oh no.
I've got one.
Trying so hard not to Google right now.
Liam.
DJ Qualls.
That's what I said!
Oh my god. You people say, okay, I am going to give you all a fail on this one. It was Terrence Howard. Watch the movie and review it, people.
I did review it. I just don't know actor names.
Oh, well, you may struggle with a few of these then. All right, question number 3, and everyone should be able to get this one, so I'm going to take the first person who yells out their name. Finish this famous movie line. Frankly, my dear.
Tor.
I don't give a damn.
I don't give a damn.
No, Jenny, wrong. You had to yell out your name first. Tor gets the point. That's 2 points for Tor. She's kicking ass right now. Question number 4. For Alan Parrish to escape the jungle in Jumanji, what 2 numbers had to be rolled on the dice? Either or.
Jenny?
Jenny?
Oh,
You only need to get one of them.
2?
No. Wrong. Wrong. Chris.
Okay, it was in the jungle. You must wait until the dice read 6 or 8.
I'll give you that. It was 8, but it was 5 or 8. But you only had to get one of them right. Woohoo! 1 point for Chris. All right. Here we go. Question number 5, and this is going to relate back to one of the earlier movies that we watched in Movie Club Strikes Back. Cassandra Peterson is most famously known as...
Adam Elvira.
Yes, very good.
I'm up to 0 now.
All right, question number 6. For his special guest pick of the week, Philip DeFranco chose to torture us with which movie?
Jenny?
Tor, you got there first.
Teeth.
Tor got there first. Liam, you got to wait until I call you. If I heard your name first, you would have got it, but no. Dun, dun, dun.
Quiet microphone.
Well, then you better yell a bit louder, buddy. All right. Here we we go. Question number 7. This is not relating to any movies that we have watched. This is about how well you've been paying attention to like the rumor mill around the movies and stuff at the moment. Who is currently the person most rumored, since it technically hasn't been officially announced yet, to be playing Marvel's Doctor Strange?
Chris.
Chris.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Very good, Chris. Yay! I'm worried Jenny might have a bit of a delay on her.
Maybe.
Possibly. Well,
Blame Canada.
blame Canada. All right, question number 8. Here we go. This is really going to test your knowledge, and so you have to listen very carefully to the question.
I'm going to press enter on my name in the chat if I have an answer.
All right.
And see whether or not that helps with the delay.
Okay, I will keep an eye. Okay, Liam, you might want to do the same thing as Jenny. Have your name typed out, ready to go, and I will watch between the two. I'm that good and onto it. Question number 8. Bear McCreary does the music for one of my favourite TV shows, Outlander, but which other popular show about zombies, where they never actually are called zombies, does he also do the music for? Jenny. Jenny got that one first.
The Walking Dead.
Very good. Points for Jenny. All right, here we go. We're going old school. This is a movie that I've talked about a lot in Movie Club Hangouts, but we haven't reviewed it yet. So, in 1993, Chris O'Donnell starred as D'Artagnan, and Tim Curry played Cardinal Richelieu in The Three Musketeers. Which 3 actors played Athos, Porthos, and Aramis? Chris.
That's Oliver Platt, Charlie Sheen, and Kiefer Sutherland.
Boom!
I didn't even know that.
That movie was the best. Seriously, I keep looking almost every week to see if it shows up on Netflix, because the second it does, boom, I'm picking that one because I like picking movies that are easy for everyone to watch. All right, here we go. And this, I'm pretty sure everyone should be able to get this one. Who was the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, and you need to give me the actor's name and their character, in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets?
Jenny.
Oh my god. Jenny totally took that one away with the enter button number thingy. Alright, Jenny, give me the answer.
Kenneth Branagh is Gilderoy Lockhart.
Very good. Yay! I hope people have
the teacher's name.
Because I totally haven't. Because I'm shit at remembering points. Don't worry, Liam, you'll get one soon.
I've just realised I'm going to fail. I've got a delay and a quiet mic.
Well, then just yell, buddy. Maybe if your mic was closer to, like, your mouth instead of your eye.
He actually talks through his eye, so.
Oh, that'll explain it. Okay.
Oh, it's a Scottish thing.
All right, here we go, people. This one is easy if you know anything at all about me. Which Batman actor had the worst costume but made the best Bruce Wayne? Liam got the enter on that one before Tor's name was yelled out. Come on, Liam.
George Clooney.
Yay!
Yay!
You have a point now. I think that means everyone's on the board so far. Woohoo! All right, here we go. David Fincher directed Brad Pitt in Fight Club. What 2 other movies that he directed was Brad Pitt also in?
Tor.
Oh,
shit. Snatch?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just ignore me then.
How quick are everyone's internet movie databasing skills? All right.
That's cheating.
I think Jenny.
Jenny wants to give it a...
I'm guessing, because I don't want to Google, World War Z?
No.
No, okay, cool. I was just guessing.
I
knew that he worked together with the director on World War Z before, but I didn't know which director it was.
I'll be honest, I have no idea who David Fincher is, so...
I thought this one was going to be pretty easy, but I will give you guys a hint. So, the first movie, the title is simply just a number.
7.
Liam.
7.
Yeah, Liam, you can get there on that one. All right, so 1 point for you on that one. The second movie is 5 words. And it begins, and the first word is curious.
Something. Oh, Tor.
Tor. Yep.
A Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Very good. Yay! That one was a lot harder than I thought it was. All right, here we go. Number 13. See, we're powering through this. Only a couple more to go. What is the answer to the meaning of life, the universe, and everything?
Tor.
Jenny Tor.
42.
Very good. Yay. All right, here we go. We got 2 more questions to go, and we're getting so close to the end. Which 3 actors have played, in the movies only, the Hulk?
Chris.
Liam. Oh, I saw Liam's name pop up just before yours did, Chris.
Edward Norton.
Yes.
Eric Bana and Ruth something. Or
Mark Ruffalo.
well, yeah, Mark Ruffalo stuff.
I'll give that one to you.
Yeah, it was like his last name's Banner and his last name's Banner.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'll give you that one, Liam, because I'm such a kind-hearted person.
You are very kind, thank you.
I know. All right, last question. Everyone who needs to put their names and hit enter, get at the ready. This one is relating to news that has just been announced. Just announced this week. What is the title name of the new up-and-coming Star Wars film?
Jenny.
Yes, Jenny?
And I had it and then it's gone.
Five,
No, it's
four,
the Force
2.
Awakens.
Yay!
Yeah.
Just in there. Very good. Right. Did everyone keep track of the points? Because I totally didn't, so I'm probably going to have to go back at the end and add them up. I think I heard Tor get the most right personally, but I'll go back and add it up at the end. See, now there's a reason why I wanted to finish on the Star Wars question, because it kind of relates to sort of the first thing that we wanted to talk about today and this is something that came to us from Adam, about what our thoughts on movies are that are basically being sort of reviewed and graded before we've even seen them. Like, for example, the new Star Wars movie. Everyone is talking about it so much, and there's been so much discussion about it that we've all almost decided that it's gonna be the best movie before we've even seen it.
Yeah.
He's like, yep, there you go. I'm not going to say anything else. Don't forget, guys, drop your comments and questions in either the Q&A section on a Google Plus or on YouTube, because we may struggle a wee bit this week because we haven't really thought up a lot of questions for this week's topic. I got too distracted quite easily by the trivia stuff. Just jump on in, guys. Don't worry about Tor. Tor, start us off.
I was just gonna say it kind of really annoys me when there's every single day something being leaked and it's everybody's covering this story and oh, here's one of the puppets that was filmed in it and here's the title of it and stuff like that, all these little breadcrumbs, because it's I'd rather just see the trailer and then go into the movie without it being shoved down my throat every time I go online or something like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I totally get what you mean with that, because, I think between the first trilogy of the Star Wars movies and the second trilogy of the Star Wars movies, there was a massive difference in the style and the way in which they're being filmed, and I think the only thing I haven't really minded about knowing about this new Star Wars movie is that it's going to be filmed a lot more like, A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi were, and the fact that it's a lot more, okay, we have actual actors and actual locations filming, and it's a bit more sort of puppety than just being all CGI green screen. But the more they release about it, the more you're well, I kind of already know what's going to happen now, and I'm a little bit over it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I definitely, I really appreciate knowing that it's going to be a lot more, actual things rather than just big old green screens, because recently I felt completely oversaturated with these high budget movies that are just all green screen, and I don't know whether or not it's because I'm growing up with the CGI, but I'm watching movies that are coming out in the cinema right now, and seeing the green screen in enormous budget films. Like, I could see the green screen in The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. I was literally looking at, like, Smaug was amazing, but when all the dwarfs were running around in all the mines and all of this beautiful stuff, I could see where the actors stopped and the green screen started. And I am so happy that they're doing an actual real life environment, because animation can do amazing things, but it's getting to a point where I don't know whether or not it's because people who are growing up with animation are just getting oversaturated with it, or I don't know, but I want to see something real. Like, it's the thing that's so amazing about stop motion, is that it feels a lot more grounded than digital animation a lot of the time, because it's something that's there. So I'm really looking forward to that, but I definitely feel like I accidentally clicked on the wrong video and have been possibly spoiled for genuine plot points for the entire first arc.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, I've been trying to avoid spoilers for example, the Avengers. I haven't watched any of the trailers for Avengers. I haven't watched any of the promo stuff for Avengers. I haven't watched any of the clips for Avengers, and I've watched very little Star Wars stuff. But I clicked on the wrong video at the wrong time, and I know what the plot's going to be.
That's horrible. See, and I'm kind of the same with you. Like, I couldn't resist watching, though, the trailer for Avengers to hype me up, but I tried to watch it and not really... Ooh, what did I drop? I dropped something. I tried to watch it without actually taking any of it in, if that makes any sense. I think I was drunk, so that's probably what made me not to really remember much of any of it. Yeah, just add a bit of booze and you won't really remember it. But it's true, like, they give so much away in trailers that it's hard not to kind of know what's happening beforehand. And it has been like that with the Star Wars movie, is that on the one hand, I'm so excited about it, and I want to... On the one hand, I'm like, I really want to know everything that's happening, and I love knowing all this stuff, but at the same time, I don't want to. I don't want to have the movie ruined for me before I go in to watch it. But it's weird when you see, like, you know, all these people that are coming out going, oh, you know, I've seen what they're doing on Star Wars and it's going to be so good. It's like, well, you don't know. You've only seen a snippet of it. Even actors, when they're acting in movies, have no idea if they're really, like, making a good movie, because they only see these little pieces and bits that they're in. Well, they have no idea how it's going to be pieced together, how all the effects are going to come together with it, how they're going to actually piece the plot line and the arc together. So it could actually end up being really shit, and people don't know that, and it's just gah.
Yeah, line. There was a tweet that came out earlier this week by Anthony Daniels, and he indicated that he thought this new movie, Force Awakens, might actually be better than Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a bold statement.
It is a statement, but I thought about it, and if there's one person who can probably make that statement objectively, it's probably Anthony Daniels, because he's been in every movie since day one. You know, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and all the prequels. So I think he's got a fairly good understanding of what goes into making a good and or bad Star Wars film. So, yeah, I think, I remain cautiously optimistic about Episode 7, just because, like you said, all the talent associated with it. I think J.J. Abrams has done a lot, and the fact that they are, I think going to make a good blend between practical effects and CGI, because you look at, like, the old ones, and they still really hold up. I know they tinkered with them and they did the special edition, back in the 90s, but you look back at the original New Hope, and it looks real, it looks grounded, and I think that's something they're going to try and incorporate in the new trilogy. At least I hope so, because again, J.J. Abrams is relying a lot more on those practical effects, and you look at models and they just look better than computer generated ships. I mean, I like the fact that they're trying to push the medium forward and try and get to the point where it's a little more interchangeable. But some of the stuff just looks better. My only concern is that, given the time frame and that so many people in Hollywood have, invested time in, the CGI.
No.
Oh!
She's dead, Jim.
He froze right at the good part.
Yeah, he was just about to reveal, like,
The big secret.
Yeah.
The big secret.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
He's
It's
back.
Where I was going with that is that, you know, they might have lost a step when it comes to practical effects. If you look at the puppet they used for Yoda in The Phantom Menace, that did not look as good as Yoda did in Empire Strikes Back. So I worry a little bit that, you know, that community has maybe lost a step.
Yeah, definitely.
Wasn't the original Yoda made by Jim Henson?
Yeah, and the one they used in Phantom Menace was made by Jim Henson. And while I generally don't have a problem with Jim Henson, they always do excellent stuff, there's a marked difference between the two.
And then you just get into the two later of the prequels, and then it just turns all completely to shit.
Yeah, and I don't think the CGI Yoda looked as good as, you know, the original.
The CGI Yoda was disappointing.
It was horrific. It
I
was.
like the fact when he was jumping about and all that kind of made number 2 for me, seeing Yoda fight. But aside from that, yeah, the CG Yoda, I'm not that into.
I found jumping around Yoda actually really off-putting. And I think it wasn't so much the whole, yay, look at Yoda jumping around fighting. That was awesome. It was more the way it was done. It was so fast that you actually really couldn't see anything. So you couldn't really take it in and absorb it and enjoy it. And it was, kind of annoying. Adam, I know you were going to say something before, and I accidentally deleted the question that we had from Sean, so I wanted to put it out there before I forget. But do we actually, fuck, I've forgotten it. No, I haven't forgotten it. It will come to me. But do we actually feel like the amount of leaks and stuff that are coming out about all of these movies, and also to a point, I'm going to throw this in there, the massive amount of news that Marvel released about their upcoming schedule till 20 fuck knows when, actually diminish some of your anticipation for these movies?
Yes.
See.
Sorry, then you go.
No, go ahead.
I think it can't be avoided, unfortunately. The way that these companies are doing it, well, I guess they could avoid it just by not doing it, but it's just because of the way that I blame the internet. We are such an informed generation now that we constantly look to the internet. We constantly have all this information given to us. We kind of demand it now, and we kind of don't realize that part of the splendor of Hollywood and movies back in the day was seeing all this stuff for the first time and you're being surprised by how good the film is. And now seeing all this stuff constantly being leaked, I think personally, yeah, it does diminish it a wee bit for me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Adam?
Well, what I was going to say is, specifically with Star Wars, the last trilogy was such a letdown that I almost feel like they kind of want to show you, like, it's not going to be like that one. It is going to be good. So I can kind of understand why they would want to put out so much information about what they're going to do. And maybe, hopefully, the next one after this, they won't feel that they have to put out as much.
That's actually a really good point. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Damn it. You know when you have like a point that you're totally about to make or something about to say that it goes completely out of your head? No, I remember. Oh my god, anyone would think I have been drinking today given how crap I am at the moment with remembering things. But no, so when Marvel made their big massive announcement about, yeah, we're going to do, this movie's going to come out, we're going to go on, we're going to do Civil War, we're going to do, Infinity Wars, all that type of stuff. At first I was like squealing like a little fangirl going, this is the greatest thing ever. And then it suddenly hit me like a giant freight train going, oh my god, I don't want to know all of this because this is kind of then ruining a lot of the movies that are going to be coming out before we say get to the Infinity Wars. Because even if you're, like, I've only just sort of started reading all the comic books and stuff, but you kind of know what is happening in those stories. So if they have to reach a certain point to, if a certain movie is going to come out in, say, 2018, 2019, but they've announced movies beforehand, you kind of already know then what's going to happen in those movies, or we'll go into this Avengers movie with not really having that sort of same feeling of, oh my god, what is going to happen to these characters, because we know that, XYZ character is going to have to be around in like 3 years' time for their own movie, etc. coming out. So not even revealing leaks, just sort of giving that type of advance warning has actually ruined a lot of the movies that have yet to come out.
Yeah.
In a way.
there is a certain point with the Marvel movies that I love spotting the Easter eggs. I do love. I'm one of those viewers where I like to be like, ooh, well, maybe that means that, and look at that. Is that a metaphor or is that deliberate? And I do like doing that when I watch movies. But I think there's going to get to a certain point in the Marvel cinematic universe that I'm literally getting distracted from what's happening in the individual film because I'm too busy looking for the Easter eggs for the next one. So I'm too busy going, well, that means that, then this, instead of going, well, this character's doing something. Let's concentrate on this character and, surviving odds and stuff.
Exactly.
I was starting to get to that point in Captain America. Managed to clear my head completely, but definitely in the character introductions, we all knew it was coming to Avengers, and I was definitely thinking okay, so this is where this point links in, and this is where this point links in. Where is Iron Man at this point, and all of that sort of thing. Pre-Avengers, hopefully. In Avengers Age of Ultron, there won't be too much stuff that I'm like, oh, that's just Easter egging for the next film rather than concentrating on this film right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It's kind of the downside of being in the internet era that we are, where we're so used to having so much information. We're now reaching that point where too much information is actually a bad thing, but we're such a generation now of people that we want to know everything and we need to know everything that it's actually diminishing our abilities to just enjoy things for the sake of enjoying them. Damn you, internet age.
Yeah.
Talking about it, are you looking forward to Agent Carter?
Hell's
her miniseries.
Looking forward to Agent Carter. Oh my god, it's going to be so good. Because
apparently that's going to link in as well.
Yeah. See, Marvel does a really good job of linking everything in, almost too good, because it then becomes stressful, feeling like, shit, I need to see absolutely everything, and if I miss something, then, oh my god, I've ruined and things out. It's so bad for people who are OCD. On the other side, with DC, they're doing all that weird stuff where, cool, we've got a TV show, with Arrow and Flash that's just started and it's doing really, really super well, and Flash is literally in its first season and it's kicking off really great. Let's announce a Flash movie that is going to have a completely different person playing Flash, so the universes aren't linked together, and it seems kind of really weird and frustrating and annoying.
I think it's like what I was saying last week about the DC universe is so, all the characters are so well known that they have so many different interpretations of their characters. It's almost impossible to pin down which version of which character and which universe you want to make that finite version of that character for the cinematic universe. While the Marvel characters, because they're less well known, you can pin down and say, well, this is our version of Thor. This is the version that's going to carry through the cinematic universe, because no one has any real preconceived notions of what Thor will be like. And so they can be like, this is our Thor, this is our set universe, this is our set environment and kind of feel to the movies, while the DC ones have had so many different interpretations of different feelings and different actors and different, you have the angsty version of Superman and the beautiful, happy, bubbly version of Superman, and you can't have them both in the same universe, and you can't neglect one for the other, because there's going to be fans out there who are like, that's not my version of Superman.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to pin down a universe.
Yeah, I do feel with a lot of comic book movies, a lot of the fans they want to see it as loyal to the actual source material as possible. But specifically with Batman, we have this Batfleck thing going on, and the whole story is which version of Batman are they going to do? They almost don't care what the movie's going to be like. The story is, how are they going to, what's the creative angle that they're going to do with Batman this time? It's just interesting.
Yeah, and the weird thing is that even if you look at the source material, it's not necessarily cohesive in and of itself. I mean, you look at how many runs there are or have been of Batman and Superman, and those have been different characters across decades. So to say that it's not true to the source material, it's well, what source material are you going to base that off of?
Yeah, that's true.
I tell you, after all the times that we've been doing our movie club hangouts, one thing is definitely certain: we love our superhero movies and our comic book based movies. But given the fact that they're going to be making them all the way up until like 2020 and stuff like that, are we going to reach a point where we sort of stop enjoying them or just kind of get over them? Like Sean in our comment section has just sort of made a point that as a comic reader and a fan and an artist himself, he's actually not as interested in the movies anymore because there's just so many of them now that they've stopped being special.
I'd say I already feel that way.
I think once the movies stop being good, then we'll stop caring about them.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you...
It's not as exciting though. Like I remember when like a new Superman movie would be coming out, and I'd be like so stoked, like they're gonna do such a good movie, and like I'm so looking forward to seeing like the new reincarnation of Superman. And it's like within the last few years they've done it and then redone it. Same with like Spider-Man and stuff like that. And it's just like, how many times are you gonna continually get excited over these superhero movies when it's like, well, there's going to be another one in 6 months anyway, so.
They've kind of taken over Hollywood now, haven't they? It's like, wow, what superhero movie's coming out soon? I'll go watch that.
We are sort of in the golden age of superhero movies, really. There was a while where, like, I remember, well, getting back to the original question of, like, anticipation, I remember when Batman Begins came out, I literally begged people to go see that movie. I was like, you need to see this movie. It's a awesome movie. And the response that I got was always, I don't like Batman movies, Adam, because they had seen, they had seen all these ridiculous other versions of Batman. I said, no, this one's different. Trust me, you need to see this movie. I couldn't pay people to see a Batman movie then, and now it's so different.
Now it's like it's gone from being sort of like the realm of the geeks who are almost afraid to be, or like this is what I really really love, to just people like my mum. My mum is like, oh my god, the Batman movie was so good, or oh my god, Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's people that you would never have thought and expected to really be into those movies have now suddenly been just caught up. And I know it sounds really hipster to be all like, well, I was watching Batman movies back before they were like popular, but it does feel a bit like that. Like, I
think interesting that my dad brought up a while ago was when Guardians of the Galaxy first came out, and he I think he'd read it from one of the reviews in a newspaper somewhere. I don't think because he hadn't seen the film, but he was saying that some critics were saying that despite the Guardians of the Galaxy being a fantastic film, they're starting to be kind of the Marvel Disney 3-act superhero movie structure is starting to become more apparent than it really should, where you're getting the love interest, but it's kind of a flirtation. It's you don't really actually get to an end point with that relationship. There's room for development, but will it actually develop? And the character who dies at the end, and it's becoming, it still works and it's still brilliant, and Guardians of the Galaxy was fantastic. But I think the fact that general critics are starting to notice that there's this slightly obvious structure going on, and it's becoming slightly more obvious. I'm slightly concerned that 15 movies down the line, if I'm trying to think of a good character arc here. If, for example, Tony Stark and Pepper Potts haven't either progressed their relationship or broken up, then we're all going to be like, well, this is the same point they were at the beginning of the first movie. Like, in their time, it's been the same many years as it has been in our time. So where's this endpoint? And they can't really reach an endpoint if they're going to continue with the characters, because they've got to keep it internal to one film each time and yet hint towards the future. And I think getting that balance is going to be really hard, because there isn't an endpoint. There isn't, like, the shining light on the horizon. There isn't the end of the book series. Because it's a continuating universe. it's going to be really difficult to like get to a point with the characters where you're actually looking towards an end. You're looking towards the end of each film, but then you're like, but what's going to happen next? And that might get a little bit old.
And that's a really good point. So like basing movies on like things like a comic book universe where it's constantly growing and evolving and moving, and it's still this constant living thing, you never will really feel like you have an end point. Whereas, say, something like with Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, or the Harry Potter series up until what's happening now, you know, there was a set definitive end point. There was the start of the series, there was the actual growth and development of it, and then there was a set end point. So you got to the end point and you know, cool, we're done, this is it, everything is wrapped up.
Well, I think the comic books are going to, like, particularly with Marvel, you know, and probably to a certain extent with DC as well, they're going to have to reset at some point. You know, probably not till after 2028 now, but, you know, they're going to reboot these characters and these franchises to come at them again. I think the problem they're going to hit before that, though, is the fact that they keep trying to up the stakes, but they haven't really got any much further to go on that. Because, you know, they always have to save the world. You know, the world is in danger and they got to save the world. Well, they've done that now for 6 or 7 movies. You know, they've saved the entire world. So, you know, and we've got 8 or 9 more movies to go. So, how many times can you save the world before audiences are going to be like, yeah, seen it?
Yeah. How many more times are they going to do it before we all just go, you know what, maybe just let the world burn, because if we're that stupid that our world needs saving that many times, maybe you just let us burn.
Well, that's the thing. See,
it feels like
the setting thing. Ragnarok, I think, is the 3rd Thor movie, and I reckon that would be a good point to reset, seeing as Ragnarok is supposed to be the end of all things. You know? But then they came out with the whole, like you said, their own announcement about character. Loki will be in Avengers 3, which takes place after Thor 3. Well, I guess Loki survives Thor 3 then, doesn't he?
Exactly.
Yeah. Loki always survives.
Loki, oh, we love Loki.
That's why it's by the way.
because we're in danger of making this yet another superhero hammer, because we love our superhero movies and we always have stuff to talk about with superheroes, but we've got a couple of questions that have been popping up that I really wanted to address. So one from Alan, our lovely Mr. Harry Britt, and wanting to know that if we could erase one movie from ever being made, what would it be and why? Because I'm sure everybody has at least one of those. Adam, why don't you kick us off for that one? I'm sure you have one.
I'm going to bring it right back to superheroes.
Don't you say,
what's that?
Don't you say Batman and Robin just because they were bad nipples.
No, I'm gonna actually cheat, because this is gonna wipe out 3 movies. I'd wipe out Spider-Man 3, which would destroy the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Yay. Why though? Why would you get rid of those?
Because Spider-Man 3 was terrible, and after it was terrible, they decided to reboot the franchise, right? So if they did a different Spider-Man 3, then hopefully we would see that original Spider-Man franchise continue and do well.
I don't know, do you think they would? Maybe The Amazing Spider-Man is a different branch of Spider-Man comics, though.
Yeah.
So they might have tried to pursue that anyway at some point. I don't know.
I've said it before and I'll say it again, the worst film I have ever watched was Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie. And yeah, I could still go my entire universe without having watched that film, but I'll also throw in Teeth. Yeah.
But that's such a good movie to hate, though. Like, it's just one of those movies that you watch if you just want to be highly disturbed.
Oh, and I'll throw in, I haven't seen it, but I know they exist. The Human Centipede 2, and that Serbian film, which I've heard of only in myth and legend.
Is that the actual title, or are you not remembering?
It's called, I think it's the Serbian film. I think that's the title.
How very big. Or
I think it involves necrophilia.
Oh.
A lot of necrophilia.
No.
Liam, I want it to be removed.
I'm hoping you have something better than that.
Sure.
Something.
Sorry to bring it back to comics, but X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Well, okay, actually, you've literally just said the movies that I was just about. So it's not only the X-Men Origins, but also X-Men Last Stand. But with Days of Future Past, they basically have already erased those movies. So they found a great way to do that and save us all from the pain of those movies.
But why waste our time with the confusion? It can only hurt me so much.
Because it gives us more James McAvoy. That's how. That's why.
Oh, that's okay then.
Yeah, can't not have James McAvoy. I mean, geez, yo.
He's so pretty.
They had nothing. His films had nothing to do with X-Men Last Stand, right? Origins. They were separate almost.
Yeah, but then by doing Days of Future Past to erase basically those movies, then, you know, we had did more James McAvoy and it erased them. And shut up. Tor, what about you? Have you got any like movies that are just like burning inside of you that you're like, oh my god, can I please just erase this movie from
Yes. The Superman movie with Kevin Spacey.
Yes.
Where he flies an island of kryptonite into the sun?
Yeah.
We really can't help ourselves, can we? We have to bring everything back.
Technically, he didn't fly into the sun. He flew it out of Earth and shoved it towards the sun.
So the thing that's supposed to kill him and like a pebble of it weakens him to the state of not being able to break out of like duct tape, then he picks up an island of it and throws it into his power source. Yes.
Yeah.
Good plan, man. Let's poison the drinking water while we're at it.
I'm not a big fan of Superman, but doesn't the sun sort of amplify the power of the kryptonite too, or something? How does that work?
It doesn't matter because he should have died when he touched the island of kryptonite.
Yeah.
He should not have been able to fly it and then toss it off into the sun, at which time it should have also killed him anyways.
So basically, like in the Sleeping Beauty, a pinprick of kryptonite will kill him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm just thinking about Elektra and Green Lantern.
Oh god, that was so bad.
And Bat Nipples.
Yeah, let's get away from.
I did not have a problem with Green Lantern.
Hey, Bat Nipples were fine. There was nothing. He made a really good Bruce Wayne. I'm just gonna keep putting that out there, right?
Hey guys, good effort in getting away from comic books.
Yeah.
We did so good.
Actually, I have one. I really wish I could erase the fourth Mummy movie from my brain because if you can't, it was so bad. It was awful, and I love the Mummy and the Mummy Returns, and even to a point, the Scorpion King. Although it was pretty bad, and Scorpion King 2 was terrible, but like that fourth Mummy movie was awful. It was so bad. They put what was a beautiful series. Exactly. You can't replace Evie. It just does not work. If you could not get Rachel Weisz on board and she was smart to say no, then don't make the movie because you're basically just shitting all over what was a great series. And I want to remember their son as being like, you know.
Yeah, what was with the romance? It was like, I've known you 12 hours and you're an immortal. We are destined to be together. You're hot.
It was a bit dead.
Isn't that what everybody says when they meet an immortal?
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, well, I mean, look at movies like Twilight and stuff like that. Oh, actually, that brings us to Sean in our comment section. He's throwing in his opinion into the ring with if we could erase the first Twilight movie using Adam's Spider-Man 3 logic, we would therefore destroy all of the other Twilight movies in quick succession. I'm going to go even further than that and go, can we just remove the Twilight books from existence? Because if those pieces of shit were never written, then we'd never have any movies at all to begin with. Because
I'd have like several extra hours of my life back from reading them and then watching the movies in theaters.
Exactly.
We will have the problem that Meta would not have 50 Shades of Grey. If we were to remove Twilight, we wouldn't have 50 Shades of Grey, and that would lead to a sad, sad Meta.
Why would we not have 50
she wouldn't
Shades of
know
Grey?
that it hadn't existed.
Because 50 Shades of Grey is Twilight fanfic.
Yeah.
Really?
How did
Yeah,
you
it
not know
started
that?
as Twilight fanfic.
Yeah, originally, yeah.
Kiwi, I don't give a shit about Twilight. And I don't give a shit about it.
Dude, my husband doesn't give a shit about 50 Shades of Grey, Twilight, most books anyway, and yet even he knew that.
Well, he's better than me then.
You watch movies and stuff, and you're friends with Meta. You should know this stuff. Yeah, clearly, I'm going to have to give you like a schooling on all things terrible in the movie and book world.
I might not show up.
Can I also say possibly the Crystal Skull? Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Oh yeah.
Why? Just seriously, like some of these sequels they do are just so bad. Like when there's a big time gap between the original movie and a sequel, it very rarely works out. There's some that I think are okay, like Bad Boys 2 captured the fun of the first Bad Boys movie and didn't fuck it up. However, say Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Revolutions should not have existed. Just leave the Matrix as it was, just alone in its happy little perfection.
Yeah.
I like the cool fights.
The Matrix were
all
okay.
I've got to say, bad films that were equally bad in their sequels. Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, and the sequel to that, both equally pretty bad films. And Clash of the Titans and Clash of the Titans 2, both pretty equally bad films. Like, you can drink through them, but they're entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, the Clash of the Titans 1, that was so hilariously bad, I laughed hysterically for about 80% of it. And me and my sister still quote from that film. Like, calm your storm.
What's the name of the movie we just watched, Adam?
The movie we just watched? Oh, for Alan's channel, Ready to Rumble. How's the shit job, shit boy?
Oh, good lord.
I wouldn't get rid of that movie.
No way. I feel like we should stop doing Hangouts and we'll just do like telethons like PBS to raise money for a time machine. Just go back and fix all the bad movies that have ever been made.
I think they did that on the Nerdist YouTube channel. They got Dominic Monaghan to do like a whole skit series where it was like Dominic Monaghan, time traveler, and it basically was just him, and he'd go back and like freeze time and then like whisper in director's ears like, you don't need to do this sequel. You don't need to do this sequel, okay? And then like it just ends stamp with like the best Star Wars movie ever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Nerdist or Geek and Sundry.
Oh, what either of them?
Check it out.
Well, since we have been talking about like remakes and sequels, we've got another question from Alan. So with Toy Story 4 being announced this week, we'll be all getting a chance to revisit our childhoods, or for some of us, our later teenhoods, because we're old. But which childhood film would you either do a remake of or add a sequel to?
Ooh, I wouldn't do that.
There's this little part of me that would like to see either a sequel or a remake of Labyrinth.
I want to see Labyrinth.
I'd be very dubious, because I mean I love this movie so much that I would be both very, very nervous of it happening, but at the same time kind of excited about it. But it's all about, if you can't have David Bowie playing Jareth again, then I think the only other person that I could kind of see sort of fitting that role would be Adam Lambert, because he can act. He's got like that kind of David Bowie glam rocker thing happening, but very dubious. And the other one as well for me is that, and I know it's weird, but like one of my favorite movies as a kid was Top Gun. So I'm going to class this as a childhood film for me, even though it's that highly disturbing scene where Tom Cruise is finally having sex with Kelly McGillis and you're seeing like some creepy tongue action happening, which is very traumatizing to be watching as like an 8 or 9-year-old, and your grandfather's in your room, in the room with you, so you have to like run out of the room because it's just too creepy and gross. But other than that, I have always wanted them to make a sequel to Top Gun, but only if I could write it, because I have the best storyline idea for it, but I can't put it out there because someone will steal that shit, y'all. But it's there. The sequel is there, and it all has to do with Goose's son, and it would be amazing, but it probably won't happen. Yes, but I mean, that's just my take on the question. Anyone else got any other like childhood films? Liam?
Dragonheart.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Dragonheart.
Bits. I want to see what they would do with it.
Wasn't there a sequel to that movie?
Yes,
Well,
and it was horrible.
original. Yeah, exactly. Do it right this time, please. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
I would almost like to see a remake of The Neverending Story because I really liked that movie when I was a kid, and now I tried to watch it like last year, and the special effects were so bad that it was just like, no!
It was
stupid
quite
giant statue lasers.
Yeah. Oh, they were bad. They were bad. And just and even like seeing Falcor. Falcor just did not look as cool as I remembered as a child.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
There's some subpar green screening and puppetry going on there.
Do you think in several years' time, if someone was to be asked this question, they would ever say Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit?
I will find them and track them down in the future and kick their ass because I don't think anyone could make that movie better than Peter Jackson did. So, yeah. It's like
I think it's like maybe in 50 years' time, I'd like to see a remake of Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. Like 50 years' time, see what the technology is looking like at that point.
In 50 years' time, we'll be like in some fully immersed, like virtual reality type world of it, and then I could be down for it.
Exactly.
Because I'll be like, okay, virtual reality, Harry Potter, and Lord of the Rings, yeah, powers and stuff would be awesome. Be brilliant. Now, unless anyone else, did anyone else have any other childhood movies? Chris, any movies that you've got, or Jenny? Chris or Jenny?
I have the issue that I didn't watch that many films as a kid because it was literally Disney, like 2 Muppet movies, and anything cartoon because I was scared that if they were like real life people, they could get in trouble. I had to be persuaded into watching The Parent Trap like 20 times before I'd watch it. And like it took me forever for them to persuade me to watch Inspector Gadget, the live-action movie. Oh my god, it was terrifying. I spent so long being scared that he would get in trouble.
Inspector Gadget.
So my childhood classics, I really want to see remade because that's like literally all I watched as a kid. But I would like to see, and I do get to see about once every 2 years, Jane Austen remakes. And I would like to see a freaking good interpretation of Mansfield freaking Park, because they haven't done that once at all right. It's always been awful. So yeah, Mansfield Park, if they could remake that and actually make it decent, that's what I'd like to see.
Very good.
And none of you guys know what I'm angry about, but it mostly involves Billie Piper's breasts.
Yes!
It is ridiculous.
I actually do know what you mean. Yes, I do. I feel your pain.
You must be in pain too. Blimey, they shoved those things up her face. You see that came out my mouth and now I'm going red.
I love it when Jenny gets all embarrassed. Chris, what about you?
There's actually, I think, a couple that I would be okay with them rebooting or doing remakes of, because I don't think it would necessarily stop my enjoyment of the originals. But if they did an updated version of Flash Gordon or The Last Starfighter, where they could really kind of take advantage of the special effects for today, I'd enjoy seeing those.
I agree with you on that. I think I would want to see a remake of Flight of the Navigator, because I think that could really benefit from some of the better quality effects that they have around now. And I mean, there are a lot of movies that really the only thing that was letting it down, looking back at it now, is the effects that were available to them then as opposed to what's available now. Yeah. Now, okay, we had a really interesting point that was just brought up, and I don't know how many of us could like jump on this straight away, but Sean, who we all know and love, he designed our movie logo, just put out a rather, what I would consider a rather controversial point. When we were talking about the movies that should be erased, he wants to have erased Scent of a Woman. Now, I love Scent of a Woman, but I kind of get his point. And he was saying that it's not that it was a bad film, but it was a little bit forgettable and not really important, and he only wants it erased because Denzel Washington really deserved to win the Oscar for Malcolm X, but he lost that year to Al Pacino because of Scent of a Woman. So, in terms of, we'll turn this on our head a wee bit, but like, are there any roles that you've sort of actually watched an actor really immerse themselves into, and you've either been surprised that they weren't nominated for an Oscar, they didn't win an Oscar for it? I mean, I think the most obvious one that probably most of us would agree on is Leonardo DiCaprio, and the fact that he never won an Oscar for his role in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Given the fact that everyone actually thought he was really a person who was, you know, had his issues, but turns out he didn't, and everyone was bloody surprised about that.
What did win that year? Who won that year for Best Actor?
Oh God, now you're
I
asking.
think you actually have to Google that one because I think you have to make that comparison as far as, you know, who actually won and did they actually deserve it.
Hang on, I'm. Someone else come up with another.
Has Joss
well, I
Whedon
find
won
the
anything yet?
Al Pacino won that year.
For
It just says Best Actor.
Oh, come on! Who beat him?
was it Son of a Woman?
He just does remakes every year.
1994, Best Supporting Actor. Come on, history, winners and nominees. Oh God, this could take forever to find. That's the 30s, 40s. I'm getting there. I'm nearly there with it. 60. I'm into the 70s.
While we're all googling up just now, would you like to take the time to comment below future topics for our future hangouts?
It is.
Thank you. Okay.
Carlito's Way? Is that it?
No, it was Scent of a Woman actually, but for Best Actor, but DiCaprio wasn't even nominated for it.
He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Wait, what the bajingies, man? What the bloody G's and heck and stuff.
I'm here, Riley.
If you could like.
No, he's not even nominated.
To the channel.
Supporting. This is going to annoy me now if I don't have the Best Supporting Actor. Oh, come
I'm just
on.
wondering, has Joss Whedon won anything? I feel like he should have won something, at least for some of his TV work.
He's probably won a Golden Globe or something, but I don't know that he's even been nominated for any of his motion picture work.
Well, they had to create a new department's not the right word. A new award for Dr. Horrible, didn't they?
I think so. Yeah.
They had to create like a online mini film viral thing title. We really want to give this thing some sort of award, but we don't actually have a thing to give it an award for. What should we do?
That's it for Bateman.
Yeah. Okay, so in 1993, the people that were nominated for Best Supporting Actor were obviously Leonardo DiCaprio for What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Ralph Fiennes for Schindler's List, John Malkovich for In the Line of Fire, Pete Postlethwaite for In the Name of the Father, and Tommy Lee Jones for The Fugitive. And he actually lost out to Tommy Lee Jones. That one, I still personally think out of all of those roles, he deserved it the most.
I don't know. I mean, maybe over Tommy Lee Jones, but maybe not Fiennes.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And then who else was there?
Okay, yeah. So I see where I was confused. I looked at 93, but the movie came out in 93, but the awards were for 94, or were given out in 94. So that's where I got.
Like what? And I actually see, yeah. Oh God, I've
In
lost
the
my way
chat,
again already.
Glossary says he or she or they want to erase The Godfather 3, which I've never seen, so I don't really have an opinion. And also erase The Wolverine, which I can wholeheartedly agree with.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, and that would be Janet who was doing that. So, yes, I totally agree with her. Godfather. Although watching Sofia Coppola die in Godfather 3 is freaking hilarious. I do enjoy that bit, watching her die. But I'm a cold-hearted person, maybe, so that could be why. I don't know. Okay.
You're cold-hearted like a rabbit is a evil creature.
Cold-hearted biatch. I did have a point that I was going to make, but I've completely lost it already. See, I'm falling apart. I'm falling apart. I've only managed an hour, and I'm just, yeah. We did have one other question as well before we were going into the Hangout about, you know, about how we grade movies and sort of determine whether or not they're good. So whether or not, like, the visual style of a movie can make up for the lack of plot, or are the characters more important than a good plot? I think anyone who is a fan of porn would probably agree that, yes, actually, characters and visual style can make up for lack of plot. As seen by the pirate porn.
Thanks for introducing that to us, by the way. That was a huge hit at our Halloween party.
Did you just watch the trailer or that clip, or did you watch the whole of the pirate porn? Because that would be uncomfortable.
The clip that you showed us that's on YouTube, yeah. I was like, you guys gotta see this. And they're like, Adam, don't put on porn. I'm like, no, trust me, you gotta see this.
You've got to watch the pirate porn.
It's the biggest leap of faith they've ever gone through. Trust me, watch this porn with me. It's good.
It's like a room full of like adults of all different genders, and you're just like, Adam, no, this is not appropriate. No, trust me, it's cool.
It's Halloween. It's totally appropriate. But no, I mean, okay.
For the record, this pirate porn didn't have any X-rated stuff in it. I could watch it without being traumatized. Two people who are currently wondering what the hell we're talking about.
Yes.
It's the section of the porn before there's actually any porn.
Didn't have any porn.
And it's a surprisingly large section of porn with no porn in it as well. That's what I find so intriguing about it. That yes, a large section of porn. No, but okay. So yes, can visual style make up for a lack of plot? Chris, I feel like you would have insightful, knowledgeable things to say about this, more so than me, because I never have insightful, knowledgeable things to say.
Well, yeah, it can distract you for a little bit, obviously. I think I've mentioned this before. I think there are three things that make a movie really good. That's good writing, good directing, and good acting. And you can fudge a little on one of them, and you'll still get a pretty good movie. If the actors aren't great, but you've got good writing and solid direction, you can kind of get it, where it needs to be. A good director can take a weak script with great actors and turn into a good movie. I don't think we necessarily see a whole lot of movies with horrible scripts because they tend not to get made in the first place. But some are out there. Like, people probably hate me for this, but like Moulin Rouge, that's a horrible story. It's trite, it's overplayed, it's cliche. And it's really just a bunch of songs mushed together. But Baz Luhrmann, with some talented actors in the form of Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman, he had a vision, and it was very visually appealing, so it garnered a lot of response. So, like I said, as long as you've got two really strong ones, you can kind of cancel out a third weak one. But if you start failing in any of those, then you're not going to get a great movie. So no matter how visually appealing it is, plot holes and bad acting is gonna, or at least mediocre acting is going to torpedo a film.
Mm. Yeah, and I would agree with you on Moulin Rouge. And I think, who was it that it's one of our movie clubbers, it's like one of their favourite movies. Is it Jenna? Is Moulin Rouge one of your favourite movies?
It's me.
One of the
Yeah. I think it was in our trailer, wasn't it? In our movie club trailer, we were talking about it. But yeah, I do. I actually always thought that I like massively loved Moulin Rouge and thought it was an amazing movie until I realized that I really only watch it to see like a couple of like the songs and I don't actually care about the plot of the movie. I just want to see them do El Tango de Roxanne like multiple times because it's freaking amazing. But
I'll say the rating on that movie, it is very predictable. The storyline is like exactly, if somebody told you to write a tragic love story, that's what you would write basically, in one way or another.
Satan and Christian, the romance.
Yeah. But I will say when I watch it, I always turn it off before the movie actually ends because I don't like the ending of it.
Me too. I might get to about the show must go on, and I'm like, done.
Yeah. And so it's like, you know, if people love the movie, but even the people who love it the most aren't watching the whole thing, you're gonna be watching it for something other than the actual storyline if you're willing to just be like, okay, I'm done. Like, this is the part that I enjoyed, and we're gonna cut off the undesirable bits like a moldy banana.
Yeah.
In terms of a film that I could think of that hasn't got the most complex plot, but is an incredibly, incredibly enjoyable film, is The Fifth Element. And that is incredibly visual. It's witty. It's relatively well acted. It's not, you know, Oscar worthy. It's incredibly entertaining, and the plot is incredibly simple.
Yeah.
It's, you know, ultimate evil, ultimate good. It's a hot chick.
Yeah.
Go from there.
Yeah, and that movie, there are people that absolutely love that movie too. Like a lot.
I love that movie.
I am one of them. I absolutely love it as well.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it as well.
Multipass.
Chicken.
I would say one for me would be Boondock Saints.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, the action sequences in that, and just the sheer awesomeness of it, kind of take away from the fact that the whole driving force behind this is, I think God told us to do this. Maybe we woke up at the same time in prison, so I think we should kill people now.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much Blues Brothers as well, isn't it? It's we're on a mission from God. Let's do something.
Yeah. But
not much plot, but dangedly entertaining.
yeah, exactly.
Well, Tor and I just saw Book of Life. I thought the plot was pretty simple. I thought the characters were kind of interesting. I would give them points for interesting characters. Plot not so much, but visually, it's this movie. I would recommend people seeing it because it just looks really cool.
And another couple of movies that I can put up there is ones that I will watch over and over again, even though the plot is a little bit laughable, is Taken and Taken 2. And then when Taken 3 comes out, I will be watching it. I mean, just, it is so kind of cheesy and so massively predictable, and we've seen that story so many times, but damn, Liam Neeson's badass. I will watch him beat the crap out of anyone because it's so cool. And then the same with Ong Bak, when I picked that one for Movie Club, has the most laughably basic, just kind of dull. It's actually a really dull movie plot. Like, there's nothing really interesting about it, but oh my lord, them fight scenes is amazeballs. And like the parkour type stuff that he does, I'm like, it totally makes me want to do parkour, and I will just watch it and be like, wow, until I realize that I'm not designed for parkour and martial arts type stuff, and I just look stupid.
They
Isn't
took
that,
our
like-
statue, now we have to go get it back. That's the movie.
Yeah.
Isn't that like the basis of all the Expendables movies? It's like thin plot spread over lots of explosions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have no idea what happens in the like. I have no idea.
Stuff
Exactly.
gets
I watch
blown
it
up,
like
things catch fire.
Isn't
Like,
isn't
half the
it
time I
just
can't even
pretty much
understand what
any
they're saying.
80s and 90s action movie? There really was like no plot to them. Like any of the Stallone and Schwarzenegger movies, there's not really plot to them. It's just we're gonna blow shit up.
Hey,
Wow.
Over the Top had an excellent plot.
Yeah, some of them have really good, like Terminator 2.
Over the Top.
I mean, if you look at like, the first Rambo movie, that was very plot intensive. I mean, that was a very interesting, provoking kind of film, and yeah, it had a lot of action to it. Not as much as the sequels did, but it was a very philosophical kind of movie. And I'd say like Die Hard, that was fairly well written. I mean, it wasn't Shakespearean in its its way, but it was definitely an interesting idea and well done. It's just when they start kind of looking more about the explosions, and certain Arnold Schwarzenegger movies are definitely like Commando, really hilarious, but still just bad. So I think it depends on what movie you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
By the way, going back to prequels, sequels, and reboots that maybe shouldn't have happened. Have you guys heard anything about the new Terminator film where they've cast what's she called, Daenerys as the new Sarah Connor, and they're gonna rework the entire plot line where it like. Do you guys want to be spoiled, or should I shush now?
I'm probably not going to watch it, but go ahead.
I haven't watched the last couple of Terminator movies.
I love Terminator 2, I love Terminator 1, but...
Big old spoiler alert. From what I've heard is going to happen with the plot is the Terminator gets sent back to kill Sarah Connor's parents in order that she never gets born, but then has like an empathetic moment and raises her as an assassin child.
What?
And then she has issues as to whether or not she wants to actually give birth to the savior of the universe, and possibly John Connor is evil. I don't get it. This could be entirely rumor, but this is what I've heard is going on, that we're going back an entire generation back to make John Connor kind of twisted because his mum kind of doesn't want to have him because it might cause... It's a time mess, and it sounds stupid.
They were drunk.
Absolutely freaking stupid.
Yeah.
See, that's what's great about time travel, is because then the sequel can be going back to her great-grandparents, stopping them.
Steampunk Terminator.
Like 16 movies in, we're doing like caveman fighting Terminator on the back of a pterodactyl.
It'll be like the Lynx advert.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, and like Arnold Schwarzenegger's flying away in a pterodactyl. I'll be
Yeah.
back.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing.
The pictures that I've seen in the movie, it's too like... The best way I could describe it is it's too like Star Trek futurism sort of thing. Like it's too clean cut, too sort of
Glossy.
sci-fi looking. Yeah, it's not sort of like, it doesn't look like they've been through the end of the world or they're concerned about it at all. It's just very very sterilized, futuristic kind of outfits.
All they did was add lens flare.
Well, I'm not going to watch it in the cinema anyway. Not really my cup of tea. I was always let's just catch it on TV and see what it's like. I watched the Terminator, whatever, the one with the grown-up John Connor, the third one.
Yeah. Is that the only...
I watched
With Christian Bale.
Yeah.
That was the Christian Bale
I
was
watched
the
that in
fourth
completely the wrong order. I watched like the end, and then like semi-beginning, and then the middle end, and then the beginning. Because I saw it on TV.
Matt Smith's in the new Terminator film. What's he doing there?
He's the doctor. He's anywhere that action is.
Time travel. Maybe he's going to be the actual doctor.
The next Terminator movie is just a really long episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah,
Exactly.
totally. Well, I think we're kind of nearly at the end of today's Hangout, which I'm surprised we managed to do a reasonably cohesive Hangout the whole way through. I'm losing the plot now already, so I think that afternoonness is setting in because I'm like going, woo.
It's
So,
okay, you make up for it visually.
yeah. I'm falling apart. But so I thought when we wrap up, I just really want to know, like, what movie are we all most looking forward to at the moment? So when you guys sign off and say farewell, let's just have a quick couple of minutes to talk about what movie you are most looking forward to actually seeing when it comes out and why you're looking forward to it. So I'm going to put you guys all on the spot, but Chris, let's start it off with you.
I mean, the first answer is the easy one. You know, episode 7. That's the one I've been waiting for really 83. I mean, that's because we had the prequel trilogy, but it wasn't the Star Wars movies we wanted. But I think that's kind of an easy answer. Something else I've heard that it's in the works that I'm really going to be interested to see is they're making, or they're at least talking about remaking Starship Troopers to be a little more faithful to the source material, whereas it's going to not be so corny or cheesy, and they're actually going to have the power armor this time. So I'm looking forward to see that. I hope they actually get to make that one.
Oh, that'd be good. I like that. Although I do like the funnier Starship Troopers, but I think it'll be really good. Adam?
Well, I am most looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy because I'm the only person on the planet that hasn't seen it yet.
No, I haven't seen it either. You and I
really?
are in the same boat. I had to forfeit my geek card because I've yet to see it.
Yeah, I've been looking online. Not that I would ever use any illegal means, but I haven't been able to find anything, any decent way to watch it. So I'm looking forward to that.
Very good. Liam, what about you?
I am looking forward to a film called In the Heart of the Sea, starring Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
It does.
I'm thinking of the right one, like animated.
Yeah, it's like a Moby Dick.
That looks gorgeous.
It's a Moby Dick kind of a story, except that the whale is like 200 feet long. It's real weird, but it looks like it's going to be really good. It's got Cillian Murphy in it as well. So
that sounds good.
That sounds really good. Look, as Liam just won the hearts of all the women on the internet. Yay! Jenny, what about you?
I haven't had any information at all about Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, but I'm still really looking forward to that because the book is fantastic and witty, and I think it'll be really interesting to see a Harry Potter book that's not Harry Potter, which is adult, and if they get it right, it will be amazing. But we don't have anything on that yet, so I'm kind of nervous and excited about that. Obviously, Hobbit and Age of Ultron, the biggies. But yeah.
Tor?
Despite the fact that I fell less and less in love with the Hunger Games books as I read them, I am looking forward to seeing the next Hunger Games movie when it comes out. And also the reboot of Annie.
Oh, that looks awful!
I'm so excited to see it.
Who's in it? Who's in it?
So bad. Cameron Diaz in it,
Oh God, yeah, Cameron Diaz is like Miss Hannigan, and Jamie Foxx is playing.
Yeah, it's all.
It's weird, and I'm just no. I have not been happy that they've ever tried to remake Annie since like the original version with like Tim Curry and Carol Burnett. That should be the only Annie out there in existence, and you're breaking my heart, Tor. You're breaking my heart.
I've never even seen the original.
My favourite version is the 1990 8 version with
Dates?
Kathy Bates. I like the Kathy Bates one.
No!
No, I think
I'm
the
sorry.
version is
That was
on.
one from my childhood.
Ugh. It's not good. No, the best one is the original one. Oh, I should never have asked this question now. I'm going to go leave in tears.
This is going to result in war, isn't it? It's going to be a British New Zealand war over Annie, which is ironically American.
I might join the war because I'm going to go see the new one. So
Canada and Germany. Yeah, it'll be like a battle between like the 3 like nice, happy, sweet countries. We're getting to fisticuffs over this.
Terribly sorry to disagree with you, but take that.
You have
I will
offended
send
my
you the
honor.
scone without the jam. You will have the scone with bananas and be thankful.
Oh, well, all right then. We here in New Zealand will still politely welcome you to our country whilst asking you non-stop what you think of New Zealand and asking, isn't it the most amazing place ever, whilst politely declining to watch your versions of Annie as we agree that the best is the original, because we're a little bit hipster down here in New Zealand. We liked things before they were like remade and stuff. Yes. I totally lost my point. Yeah, it's not your fault that you're too young to experience the beautiful of the original Annie, and you need to watch it. Right,
I've watched the original Annie. I still prefer the Kathy Bates version.
I can no longer talk to you. And, well, yes, I've gone completely off topic, but I think the movie that I am most looking forward to, pretty obvious because I am in New Zealand and I'm all Kiwi-fied about it, but the latest, or the last Hobbit movie. I'm both really looking forward to it and also kind of don't want to see it because then that is going to mean the end of Middle-earth. And it'll be quite heartbreaking. Also, if you have not seen it yet, you guys need to look up the latest Air New Zealand safety video, because Air New Zealand do the world's best safety videos, and it is called the most epic safety video in the world, and it is a giant, huge Hobbit one, and it is amazing, and my national airline is pretty kick-ass. So, yes. But that is us for another week. Everyone say goodbye. And I'll. Yeah. Oh God, no, it's like. Do you guys all want to say who you are, where to find you, and what you guys are up to? And we'll leave it there before I just ruin this anymore.
Okay, I am Christopher, and you can find me at Easy Chair Reviews.
Adam.
Yeah, my name's Adam. My YouTube channel is Drunk Door Videos, where I talk about wrestling, current events, and movies, so you can check me out there, as well as on Twitter at Drunk Door Videos as well.
I am Liam, and you can find me on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
Hi, I'm Jenny, and you can find me on YouTube and Twitter under Took It Home to Jenny or Took It Home to Jen, and I sometimes hang out on Twitch under Classy Librarian, so... That's all I'm saying.
Dog, Chris's dog, who was going to say goodbye. Yep.
I'm Tor, and you can find me at Tor's Times on every single website on the entire internet. And I'm not making a lot of videos because I've been doing NaNoWriMo. So, yeah.
And I am Kiwi. You can find me on YouTube at NZChrisGirl or Twitter at KiwiChrisJones, where I hopefully am not quite as crap at reviewing movies and talking about things and stuff as I was today with hosting. But you don't forget to go and check out our group channel, which is Movie Club Strikes Back, where every week one of us will pick a new movie for the whole group to review. And if anyone wants to join in, all you have to do is watch the movie and then upload a review to your own channel using the hashtag MCSB or hashtag Movie Club Strikes Back, and we will find you. We will add you into our playlist. Also, come along and watch us every week when we do these Hangouts. We want to hear from you guys. We want more questions, more topics, anything to do with movies or TV shows and actors and actresses and directors and God knows what else that you want us to talk about. Give us your suggestions and we will talk about them, and it will be hopefully not crap. So yeah, that was us, guys, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Right.
Bye.